A New York Times reporter is calling Tesla CEO Elon Musk, quote, the Donald Trump of Silicon Valley after his recent attacks against the media. And here's the tweet that started it all. Now, Elon Musk, he took aim at the press by threatening to create a site where the public can rate the credibility of every journalist. The billionaire, he was added again over the weekend, calling newsrooms, quote, bleak. Musk's attacks come amid growing concern over production problems at Tesla. Keith Richburg is the director of the Journalism and Media Studies Center at the University of Hong Kong. He joins me now here in Hong Kong with more on the story. Keith, thank you so much for returning and for joining us. Elon Musk's idea, he says he wants to invent a ranking system for journalists, but could that actually be a good idea?
I don't think so. I think it's both a dumb idea, but also a dangerous idea. I think it's a dumb idea because, look, I mean, every news organization, every mainstream media organization already has comment sections after every story that's published. So readers can go on in real time and comment on whether that story is accurate or inaccurate, et cetera. Newspapers already have very rigorous fact-checking systems. They already have very rigorous correction systems. So if newspapers get it wrong, if news media sites like CNN or others get it wrong, we correct it right away. So, I mean, the idea, and also there are a lot of sites already out there that are already, fact-checking what journalists do. It's dangerous because it only fuels into this whole idea that the media is losing credibility. Look, people like Elon Musk, he has 21 million followers on Twitter or so. Donald Trump has 56 million followers on Twitter, possibly more. These are people who can bypass the media. So what's going to happen simply by this new thing that Elon Musk is talking about is simply that his cult of followers can simply go in and trash any article that's critical of Elon Musk.
And as you rightly point out, there are a number of resources already out there that do gauge the credibility of news articles, clippings, for example, PolitiFact or Snopes.com, et cetera. And,
Exactly.
The motivation behind Elon Musk here, it was not largesse or concern about the quality of journalism per se, it was negative coverage of Tesla that fueled his tirade against the media, including this tweet. Let's bring it up for our viewers. This is what Elon Musk believes happens in a newsroom. He tweeted, quote, problem is journos are under constant pressure to get maximum clicks and earn advertising dollars or get fired. Tricky situation as Tesla doesn't advertise, but fossil fuel companies and gas diesel car companies are among world's biggest advertisers, unquote. Now, Keith, this is not how journalism works, is it?
It is not, and obviously Elon Musk, despite what he said in another tweet, he's never spent any time in a newsroom. Obviously, newspapers, news organizations, news TV networks like CNN, they obviously don't write favorable stories about the fossil fuel industry. They don't write favorable stories about the car industry. So, he's upset because the news industry covered the story of a self-driving car that had an accident. And his question was, why are they covering this when there are so many accidents caused by drivers of cars? He doesn't seem to understand what the news industry does. We don't cover the millions of people who have accidents every year in driving cars. We cover self-driving cars that have an accident because that's news. That's unusual. But what he's trying to do is kind of turn that on its head. He's got this huge legion of followers, so anything that he creates that's supposed to be a self-checking thing is basically going to be a way for his followers to troll the media and basically try to discredit them.
Yeah, and his followers have definitely targeted a number of journalists in recent days. And as you point out, there is a distinction between press and PR. But just to defend Elon Musk, just for a moment, he did provide some clarity to his recent comments about the media. He says that he's not trying to discredit all media outlets. In fact, on Twitter, he said this, quote, please stop assuming I'm against all journalists. This is not true. Something needs to be done to improve public trust in the media, unquote. Now, Elon Musk, we know that he also made a donation to PolitiFact, a fact-checking website. So Keith, I mean, what are some of the other ways individuals, especially super wealthy individuals like Elon Musk, what can they do to support quality journalism?
Well, look, journalism is losing money now. Journalism is in a financial crisis now. One thing that someone like Elon Musk, who's a billionaire, could do would be to donate to some of these philanthropies that are out there that are trying to create philanthropic journalism. One thing Elon Musk could do would be what Jeff Bezos did, which is buy a newspaper. Jeff Bezos bought the Washington Post. But what Elon Musk could do is buy a newspaper and then leave it alone. Leave it alone to do real independent journalism, but use his billions to create kind of a financial runway to allow them to kind of, experiment and find a new business model. But to kind of create this kind of thing he wants to call Pravda, which is going to basically like unleash his trolls to criticize journalism that he doesn't like. I don't think that's the way to go. There's a lot of ways he could support independent journalism with his money. I don't think this is the way to do it.
Yeah, perhaps not a way to do it. But you know what? I appreciate Elon Musk stirring up this debate. And Keith, thank you for joining us to talk more about it. Keith Richburg of Hong Kong University. And that